in the house talking about GUN stuff. Anyway, I already got we got an unboxing to do, and I have not been making videos talking about the stuff that I already picked up. So I'm gonna get those out of the way real quick, and then we're gonna go to several. You guys remember the AliExpress unboxings? So AliExpress, but not fishing gear, tactical gear, right? Not tactical bassing either. So I got some packages, a couple boxes. I think I got a huge one here that's got a bunch of different small packages in it. So there's a lot to get through. If you guys are into shooting sports, right? So first, I'm going to give you the no-nos. If you're looking for a red dot for whether it be a rifles, you might be able to get by some of the cheaper ones you see on AliExpress. So far, the pistol red dots, like this is a hollow sand. It's a hollow sun knockoff. It says hollow sand right on it. The red dot itself still works, but the glass flew out because it wasn't glued in properly. Like two shots. I think I made 2 shots. I had it on the Shadow Systems MR920, like 2 shots. Boop, glass went flying off. So it's a no. But even if it, and they actually sell the glass on AliExpress too. But no, this thing, that's like fake, doesn't work, and it's blurry. Even when it did work, these are no good. They're like 25 to 30 bucks here. They're just paperweights. They're worthless. They're like toys. They're not. Came in this. They're not worth buying. Now it does come with a few other things that actually may, are probably worth more than the dot itself. Just like a little guard. I guess you could actually put that if you wanted to put. So I'll keep some of the, it comes with a few little goodies, but it's kind of a waste of my money, honestly. I consider that a waste. So the cheaper red dots from AliExpress, you will not see me messing with, including this one. Here's another one. And that's another thing. Whether you don't want to buy anything from AliExpress or not, be aware that there are knockoffs on AliExpress. It's kind of not a huge deal, and they may actually be selling some of the actual stuff. I know from the fishing side of it, you can get Daiwa and Shimano stuff from AliExpress that's legit. It's not knockoff stuff. I don't know how they get it and can sell it cheap, but I've gotten a few different reels that have come that way. So some of this stuff may actually be that, but this stuff isn't. This red dot here, this is a knockoff of the Trijicon. And I think if any of you guys own one, could tell right off the bat that this is a knockoff, just by the shape of it. But anyway, this one I have not even used. You can make out the dot right there. But this thing gets very, I'll try to show you. It's going to be junk too, but it gets very, the minute, unless that dot's right down in the center, it gets very blurry and just it's junk. Like this one, I haven't even messed with even bothering to put it on anything. I got it out of the package. I guess I got a couple batteries because it came with the spare battery and that. So the price of those, it also had a few other, little mounts that maybe at some point may come in handy because they're metal and they may be okay, but that I consider junk. The Trijicon knockoff also. They're like toys. If you had I guess if you had just a cheap 22, you wanted to slap something on just so you can say you have a dot, like if your iron sight's messed up or something, maybe better than nothing, right? So that's honestly the only 2 things that were horrible coming from AliExpress. Oh God, they suck. So I was gonna try to, I don't have it here. On a side note, I have not tried one, but I will tell you this. I picked up this thing, the Quad Comp, the Strike Industries. So, and I have one. It's going to go on. I don't have it on anything at the moment. I had it on the Shadow Systems, but then I got the actual Shadow Systems compensator, so I took it off before I even tested it. But I have spotted these on AliExpress for like $23. This is like 65, which isn't very high. So I don't know if it's the actual ones of these. I just spotted it on there. I didn't order it or nothing, just in case you guys are wanting one of those little like kind of a micro comp, quad comp. I don't think they're going to work as well as the ones that's got them coming straight out. It kind of blows out kind of the top, but mainly the sides. But we're going to try the actual one out at some point in time. So, the stuff that I think is very good and a bargain has to do with, well, let me get these up here. So you can go on there, and I thought these would be cheap, and I would, the quality would be horrible, and the stitching may come apart at some time, who knows, but if you are into, any kind of bench shooting, and you want some of these, bean bags, sandbag, rice bags or whatever. This is actually very good material, and there's like, I think this was like $8 or something like that, $6 or $8 for both pieces. And you can put as much or as little or whatever you want to put in them. They've got nice little, I'll try to show you the compartments to where you can put whatever you choose. So like right here, it tucks under, and it's Velcroed. So you can load these up with whatever. You can see I've got rice in this one, but so they are, that material, it seems just as good, if not a little thicker and sturdier than what I've seen. So that's very nice. And I don't plan on putting anything listing or whatever. If you ask, you could just search on AliExpress. YouTube, for whatever reason, is very funky about like putting any kind of links in the description when it comes to shooting sports kind of stuff. I don't know why. But then, oh man, this thing's too heavy. I bought this one, and it is, you guys make out how big it is. It's one of those, oh shoot. Kind of where you lay the stuff up in the channel here. This is a big one. Like, this thing's huge. But this one's also a very good good material also. So if you see those and you kind of, oh, that seems way too, cheap. It can't be any good. It comes with this nice carry handle that's sewn on. The stitching, everything seems good. Will it last 10 years? I don't know. I just got them not long ago. And then, what else? There's a few other things. Some of them are on pistols and rifles, so I can't show you them. But then I picked up these, and these are, of course, knockoffs as far as I know. I don't think they're the real thing. But Walker's Razor, and these things actually work pretty good, and you can plug in. They're not like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi or nothing, but you can plug in and plug that into your phone, and you can listen to music through them. The volume does work to where you can adjust your outside sound to where you can hear what's going on outside also. Takes 2 AAA batteries. Got the 2 little fully adjustable as far as, but these are pretty nice for, and they were, I think these are $16 or $17 free shipping. I think you can get these without it, not the razors, for like $20, $24. But I think these, once they're digital, to have that, I think they're 40 or more. So under half price. And I have no idea. They honestly, in my opinion, they seem too well built to be like knockoffs. It almost seems like they're the actual thing, but I don't know for sure. They just seem very well made for only being $16. The stitching, like everything, nothing. They feel good and solid. They work. I haven't really like tried them, other than putting them on and adjusting the volume, hooking my phone to them. Haven't had them to the range, as they say, yet. So that's kind of some of what I have so far, but what I got today, let's I think all this is made in China. I know it's all made in China, but I think it's all shooting related. There might be a pair of sunglasses in here too. I was going to try to use for shooting glasses. Anybody? Nobody's even watching. You guys can watch it later if YouTube leaves it on. Okay, so what do we have here? Oh, these are my lights. Oh yeah, I didn't show you guys the light because so I've done a little testing with these lights. I bought one and checked it out, so I figured I'd buy some more. These lights are crazy cheap, and they are knockoffs 100%. They are not the real thing. I'm almost 100% positive of that. But you can get a Surefire X300 with Surefire logo for a low price of 20 bucks. And so I bought one, and it does work, and they are, they've got the push either side just for momentary, flip it on, clip on. I will tell you a trick on these, and even the actual Surefire ones themselves, the real ones, they're designed to, be real quick. You slide them on the gun real quick, but a lot of times they'll wobble in certain ones. So what I did with mine, I have a black one already, and I only have like a few hundred rounds probably through the shot on while it was on the pistol. Still works fine. When they're on bottom, like your red dot riding the slide is going to take a lot more beating than a light being on. There still might take a little bit, but it really shouldn't take much of a light to withstand a lot of that. I mean, LEDs are fairly tough anyway. They're not like normal bulbs usually. So anyway, I bought 3 more just so I would have them for each of the ones I have planned coming. So we have 2 more black ones, and I figured I'd get the, I don't even know what you call that. So if I've got a, peanut butter GUN, I'll put that on it. But I will show you, I guess I'll show you on this one because you can make it out better. What I had to do to tighten it up on my other one, as you can see the screws right there, I just took these off and then I simply sanded down right here. The screws are long, and they'll go in further. So I basically took off some material to where you're bringing this down and it tightens up the fit. Now if you have a fit to where, like, you'll get it to where it just kind of slides this way, but this tightening that up, if you put it on and you can just tell it's real loose, that will definitely help you. But if this is too far away from your where you want it to set to, well, let me show you. I can show you this. This is not a firearm. This is just a, so when you first put it on, see, like, you'll have that. Now it's pretty tight, but you can have that wobble. You can tighten it up a few ways by that. You could, technically, if you're going to leave it on there for a long time, you could actually put just like a piece of some material, cloth type material that doesn't wear real easy, to tighten up the tolerances or whatever. If you want to ride all the way back, you could actually take and put something in the front to where it would hold it in the back. But what I did on mine, it was actually a little bit looser than this on the shadow systems. So like I mentioned, I just took all the screws out, shaved it down, and it still fits on these, but it's a, I don't know if you guys can make out that kind of a loose fit. So I tightened it up some, but they fit right on. You get right on there, activate it, work it with whichever. So stay tuned. Now that I have more to choose from, I'll be testing those out, make sure they're all in there. And they take the actual regular, just like what the Surefire does, the 2 Surefire, I forget what size they call that. Come on. Oh no, don't tell me I can't open it. So 2 batteries. So far, I actually bought the Surefire batteries from Walmart and put in mine, and it shows no sign of going lower than what it is. And I'm not even sure what the lumens, what these out, but it seemed very bright to me. And I don't have it down here with me, or I'd show you the one that I already have that is on and working. But if you doubt those, stay tuned. Have more than a few hundred rounds through them before long. I'll be honest, I got them because hopefully in this package you're going to see a holster, or I plan on having a couple holsters that basically work off of that size light. So instead of having a couple $100 in each light, I figured I'd probably if I would have went that way, I'd only bought one and switched it to each firearm. But this way, I can just stick some of these cheap ones on whichever one. Throw them on all of them, since they're however much I can buy more for however many pistolas I get. All right, let's see what else we got going. Let's see just what else I ordered, because it's like my birthday is in December, in case any of you guys want to get me something. So no, it's kind of like an early birthday Christmas present to myself, because I don't remember exactly everything that I did order. Most of the sales, if you guys aren't familiar with AliExpress, if you aren't familiar with this channel, we've ordered on all the time. They are always having sales. Like, just because you missed a Black Friday, a Cyber Monday, whatever, they have an 11/11 sale. They have the AliExpress comes up with sales for like all different times. So here is one of the holsters I was talking about. So don't worry, we're going to get the maid to clean that up. It comes sealed fresh. Okay. Now this may be junk, but these were pretty cheap too. What am I looking at here? Oh, you make it. Okay, I see. So evidently, I don't know what I bought. Evidently I have to fold that around and put it together. I don't know what I'm looking at here. So I got one side. I guess you fit it to whatever your is that what I'm looking at? It folds around, and then you fold that around to get to whatever size you need it. These are like not put all the way together, I guess on purpose. So then you just adjust it to your firearm. Not sure what I'm looking at here, but this was like a cheap $13, something like that. So the only holster I have at the moment, I picked up that one at the gun show for like $10. Cut it out to where at the time everything I had would fit in it. But the what you call it won't fit in it. This won't fit in it because these side are flared out enough. They won't. I mean, I could probably make it fit, but it fits the. It's actually for a Smith & Wesson, but it fits the Glock perfectly. Slides right in, goes up flush with that Glock 19. Anyway, trying to check the material. Seems fairly durable material. I'm not sure how the retention, you guys can see in there, I'm not sure how that works. I guess I just adjust right here. That'll adjust kind of how tight it gets down there, if you see where the, so I play with that one. I got it because it was only like $13. I was like, I might as well try it. All right, let's keep going. There should be another one in here that is hopefully a little better. Okay, we got a lot of different things here. I don't even know what this is. So we've got this huge package. Let me show you real quick. So we got this huge package with a bunch of little stuff that all came together. So we still got a lot to go. You are the maid. Yeah, I am the maid, Nate. Hey, Nate. Nice to hear from you again. Yeah, that's why I think you just adjust it to whatever light you have on it. So if I have all those Surefires, once I get it set to pretty much that light, any of the, what is it? Oh, this one I actually got because it is supposed to be anyway, and I don't even have a battery. I don't even know what kind of battery it is. I think it's rechargeable. Yeah, it's purple laser. See that? So it's a flashlight and a purple laser. I don't know, I just had to buy it. It was like 25 bucks or something. So my plan is at some point to get a purple gun. And so why not have a purple laser? I'm not even sure how. Let me look at this. How did I turn on that light? Oh, right here. Okay, so laser has an on and off, and then on this side is the light. So yeah, it comes with a already somewhat of a charge in it. Comes with the cord to recharge it. The laser washes out as soon as the light's on, I think. You can kind of make it out, but yeah. Shine light, make sure it's something you want to shoot, and then put the laser on it. Kind of cool. I don't even know how this... Is that all it comes with? Oh, it comes with what is that? I thought that was a battery. It's just a chunk of metal. I guess it just mounts like that. Kind of cheap and cheesy, but oh my god. I guess it'll get the job done. If I'm looking right, it has no... Okay, that one moves. I'm guessing you can go through one of those three to adjust it to the pistol you have, I think. Let's try it out. So that does come all the way off, slides out. Let's try it. So we'll put it on this one. We want it, probably don't want it all the way. I guess you could put it all the way. And you probably want it up just a hair. That way you can use the middle one. And you would put that through the middle. Come on. Get back in there. Let's just test it out, right? Check it out. Okay, so put that on. So you hear something bump in the night, turn on your laser, hit the light, make sure, hey, okay, shut that off to, I don't know, whatever. I don't know, kind of cool. I figured I'd get one. I keep seeing them on there. Very small, a lot smaller than the Surefire. Definitely not, you can just tell by looking at it, it doesn't put out what the Surefires do for sure. But cool, you'll probably see that on a purple gun at some point. I might as well leave it out of the package for now. And I want to say, I don't know the exact price, but it wasn't, you guys know me, I'm kind of tight, so it wasn't that crazy expensive. I kind of like how there's no markings. You could actually put your own little something on there if you, it just kind of looks clean. And it does have adjustment, so you can actually, you know, it's not just a novelty, supposedly. You should be able to get that adjusted and sighted into where it'll hit where you're aiming. All right, let's keep going. You guys comment if you've already bought something, whether it be fishing or shooting or whatever, with the Cyber Monday Black. I was almost getting to get some different Holosun stuff, but I didn't. Okay, here's some of my magazine pouches. Oh, I bought some other ones that came in already, but they're all upstairs. I forgot all that stuff. So these Poseidon Defense. I'll open that up. At least one. Minty fresh. So we've got Allen wrench. And I'm guessing you can, it's got some adjustment. You can adjust it, and actually you can switch it, it looks like, if you wanted to switch it around. These kind of made identical, and then you can shim. This is what I'm seeing is that can go in or out. I don't have any magazines down here at the moment, but and these were pretty cheap, so I figured I'd just get them to maybe try out. So there's two of those. Let me move some of my, oh my god, the maid is going to have a fit. Just throwing stuff around like it's 1999 around here. Don't worry, we're still going. Bear with me. Oh, these are my glasses. Oh boy. Yeah, I know. Don't make fun. These for like $8 or $9, I just had to give them a whirl because I have to have glasses on to see too much on my phone, that kind of stuff. Now these are supposed to be transitions, meaning they're supposed to be like those ones that, and I got the 2.0 because I can see fine with the 1 or 125, but the minute you add shade to it, like sunglasses type thing, it becomes harder to see, so I got the 2. Plus, if they just suck for that and they looked funky, I was just going to wear them for down here because it does help when you're working on something to go with something like that. Let me try these on. These are not, these aren't 2.0. What do I have here? One, yeah, see, these are like what you get at Walgreens. Wow, they're dirty. No wonder I can't see. But this is what I like when I'm down here working on stuff. I can see just that much better. But then everything, once it's this far away or further, then it's blurry. But if I put on the 1 or 125s, I can almost wear them around all over. These, honestly, are supposed to be 2.0s. I don't think they are. Let me see. Let's look at something up close. Let's try with these. Hang on, I'm testing them out. Maybe. Now I got to try out the. I guess I got to wait till I go out in the sun. See if they transition. They are cheap. Okay. They suck. Let's face it. They suck. All right, we're still opening. I think my 2 big items aren't in this delivery. I've got like a backpack, kind of a range bag thing coming. It was only like $8.50. I've got a, what else do I have coming? I've got like a, almost like a battle belt type thing coming that I wanted to get just so I'd have more of a range belt and setup deal. And it was like, I want to say it was $40, but all the belts I could find were like 25 or 30, and this was the belt and other stuff for like 40, and the other stuff added up to be worth more than $20-some, so I thought I handled it that way. What is this? Oh. I think this is my other holster. I think. Get out of there, little rat. Yeah, here's this holster. Man, that thing's heavy, kind of. That just fell out. So there, nah, that just sounded cheap. Let's see. Maybe not. That feels like cheap plastic. This feels like almost like what a Glock's made out of. This looks kind of like cheap plastic. So we got this holster. Comes with different retention stuff. Now I think this is the one that's supposed to be, I can't remember. This may be to a certain gun, I can't remember. Anyway, you guys know the deal. You've seen these before. They clip on, but that may be funky. Right-handed, of course. Let's see what it fits. Oh my God, where's my Surefire? Let's take this back off. Don't worry, we're not going to lose any bolts, nuts, screws. We got it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We got it. Hang on. Whoa! I just lost something. Oh, there's nothing. Okay. I just like these lights just because they're so easy to, you want to run a light, you don't want to run a light, you want to take this off, turn it on, throw it at somebody, and then keep going on about your business, whatever. I want to say one of these is set up to work off the light. Maybe it's this one. I think that's what it's for, I believe. Anyway, when I have an actual firearm complete, I'll try it out. If it's like strong, it doesn't just want to break, like I think it would look better. Like I could give it it almost looks like it's missing, like something's wrong with it, but I may have to add give it that battle worn look to make it look better than a regular, because this one, I mean, it kind of looks a little cheap, but this is pretty light. This one feels heavy. This one feels heavy too. So there's actual Safari Land material. I guess we could compare that. The Safari Land doesn't seem as rigid, so therefore it's probably not going to be as snappy. Like it's not going to probably break. This stuff, it's got some give to it, but sometimes when it comes to this plasticky stuff, that if they're too, like honestly, this piece right here, if you can see how shiny, that material seems like the weakest of the bunch. But it lets you be able to change that out, I guess. You could completely do away with that if you wanted to mount directly to this and slip that in and out of your belt. Not even have that, it would tuck it in a little closer to you also. Because once you add that, it can quick release. But if this is the only one I'm going to be using and I don't have that ability, I could actually put it, the bolt pattern, I guess bolt pattern, kind of like on a wheel, is pretty much the same. So this one I could put on that one if that one were to break or whatever. Like I said, I gave 10 for this. I think this was 15. I don't know. These were all they were under $20. Pretty cheap holsters, just so I'd have some, period, first of all, and to try out, decide if whatever kind I may want. This one looks like it would be scratchy, more scratchy up your gunny. To where one thing I do like about this dude, it's got this suede type material inside. I like that. police holster. But it won't, I put the comp on my Shadow Systems, it won't fit. So, I mean, I could either just cut that or heat it up to straighten it out to where the comp would stick probably right to there or whatever. But now I've got 3 holsters to work with, play with, whatever. So that's always, it's always a good thing, right? You can never have too many holsters. There's little diagram stuff. Like I said, that stuff, I believe, if you want to add the deal up on top, which I don't know if I'll mess with all that or not. We'll find out. Let's keep going. All right, final package. What do I get? What's in the, I don't know. Let me try to get it going. Oh, this may be, no? Yeah, this is one of them, I think. Yeah. It's maybe the whole thing all tucked up. All right. Don't worry. Oh, man, 30-some minutes. We're going to get done here pretty quick. Yeah. Oh, that's funny you say that, Nate. I want a new hobby to take up even more of your money. I know, dude, shooting, this is like crazy expensive. But no, I've already looked up all the stuff. Of course, I already stippled my own one of these. I learned how to stipple. I'm officially a Glocksmith, in case you guys didn't know. Yeah, I'm a Glocksmith. Not a gunsmith, I'm a Glocksmith. But anyway, I've already looked up the thing, and you can make your own Kydex holsters if you want. But I'm actually tempted to try to track down lock leather. I kind of like the idea of leather holsters. Okay, this is the whole battle belt assembly, all tucked up in a nice Stay Fresh pouch. So this was, I want to say $42. I'm not 100% sure. Don't hold me 100% to it. Yay, whatever that is. So you get a chunk of zip tied right here. So you get like I'll show you. Let me disassemble it. Man, where did they get that zip? That ain't no AliExpress zip tie. Okay, so you got I got this baby off. So this is the belt that you would put on, you know, like you would wear if you wanted to wear like a normal belt inside your loops or whatever. And then this thing comes around and attaches on the outside of it. So you'll want it adjusted where it still fits tight. You know what I mean? But yet, make sure. That's got this, get out of there. So it's got this quick, you know, snaps on quick, holds together. So that's pretty good. Seems pretty thick metal, not plastic or nothing. Pretty thick, definitely stout material. But so you adjust that to where, you know, it fits around your butt behind fairly snug, but then when it's riding alongside that, that'll give it something else to, you know, not let it slide, hold it in place to where you want it, more or less, if the Velcro is worth a darn. And honestly, it may not be the greatest the way they did that. But anyway, this, if worst case scenario, I'll just take all this stuff off of it and use this belt. Like when I'm out at a shooting range or whatever, with whatever holster. Maybe I'll put all 3 holsters on. I'll have all 3 firearms. I'll go straight Deadpool with them. So let's look at what it came with. It came with this. I'm sure there's nothing in them. Let's just open it up. Got your little med to where if you want to put, you know, Band-Aids for your boo-boos. There. Zippers. Oh, does seem very, seems well made. We've got 2. These are made pouches. I'm trying to see what. Okay, so And your mags here. Mags there. So there's one, I think there's one on each side. So yeah, total of 2, which is basically 4 bigger mags, 2 smaller, and then we have 2 more pouches over here. This one's your, I think, just like big, you can put a water bottle, whatever. On that one, it's got a bigger opening that you can adjust to whatever size. Another small little zip to, I don't know, credit card, whatever. Put that there. Then you've got, what is this one for? I think this is the, yeah, this is like your, whatever, big extra stuff. Could be trash, could be whatever, shell, whatever you're wanting to keep track of. So yeah, not too bad. I don't know if I ever really use it like for that purpose with all this stuff on it, but kind of cool. Figured I'd get one. Like I said, just to go track down a fairly thick belt, even from AliExpress, seemed like $20 was going to get you something similar to this, but you know, a little bit fancier. But like those were like 22 bucks for just like a single shooting style belt, rather than one of these battle style belts. So anyway, and you could always just use it, you know, just as this to adjust it around yourself, or with that. So yeah, that's it. Any questions? Nate says that 2 leather holster makers are really good. It's Simply Rugged Holsters and Nelson Gun Leather. Yeah, I went to a gun show here. The gun shows around here are kind of lame, honestly. But there's a guy had the leather holsters, and a lot of them he had like the old, well, you know, for the old 6-shooters. But then he also had some of the old school looking ones. But then, you know, for, you know, fitting Glocks and all your modern, you know, semi-auto stuff. But I think it's, oh shoot, is it Versacarry and then Lock Leather? I've been seeing a lot of, like, some of them are like a kind of a cross. Some of them are leather, some of them are leather and Kydex or whatever. I'm not really a fan of true, I don't know. Some of them don't look bad, but some of them, I like that. I just like, nothing looks cooler than a 1911 in a well-made leather holster. They just look like tough. For like a modern, you know, nothing really looks better than a good 6-shooter and a real nice quality old style leather holster also. But now some of them look some of the newer stuff doesn't look bad, and some of them they got out. But like Kydex, it just kind of like this, even just the plasticky stuff, a lot of times, unless it's done right, it almost looks like it's over molded. Like there's just too much, there's more there than needs to be, kind of thing. I don't know, even like this funky plastic one. But if they serve a purpose and get the job done, for now anyway, and they're that cheap. But definitely the one tier 1, I've been looking at those. Man, those look pretty good for Kydex, but man, like 150 bucks for a piece of plastic to hold your blaster in. I can't quite pull the trigger on that yet. You can almost buy a PSA dagger for the price of some of these holsters. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to try to get up to the range at some point, and then I've been looking at a few different, I'm not sure what I want to get next. First, I need to go shoot what I already have, but I think I've been looking at definitely a 2011 of some sort. I've actually spotted a Staccato that's, I wouldn't say reasonably priced, but around 2,000. It's had quite a bit of work done to it. That's still very high for a blaster. I was going to get some of the PSA daggers, but I don't know. I've already have. You guys let me know what. Yeah, I should get a. They're just so freaking expensive. Oh my God. Like Rick Grimes gun, right? Or whether, whether it be the Colt or a Smith & Wesson, basically the same thing. 6-inch Smith & Wesson 357 with the, darker walnut, whatever, that wooden grip. They just look awesome, but they want $1,400 or whatever. And it's like, I don't like them that much. And then, of course, Taurus has their Toro series of different revolvers that actually can put a red dot on a revolver. I don't know if that's cool or not. I mean, Jerry Michalek just set some new record shooting the revolver with the red dot on it. So they do work. But I'm thinking I want, because I'll be honest, my favorite gun to date is the Echelon. Like, I've got the Shadow Systems War Poet, and the Echelon, it just, like you do what you want to do, all you can do to a Glock, and you take the Echelon out of the package and shoot it, and you're like, oh, that's better than that Glock was. So I just like this. I've shot, actually I have brand new and I haven't even shot yet, but I did rent up at Frontier Justice. I rented, have I told you guys this story yet? So one of the first times we went up there, I rented and shot the Echelon, the SIG P226 Zev. It's got the Zev barrel and stuff, and it was silenced, had a silencer on it. The Staccato XC. And I mean, those guns shot good, but they're like, you're talking $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 guns. The Echelon, in my opinion, a $600 gun, shot like very well. And the thing is, I like it with the little grip, the big grip. They've got the even better over the, I don't know, it just has a very nice feel to it, and it shoots good for a stock. It was like 4.5-inch barrel. It's kind of in between. It's not really size of Glock 17 or Glock 19. It's kind of that in between with like, I believe the barrel's 4.5 inches, and it's got like a full-size grip though, but man. Yeah, and let me tell you a quick story here. I was up there and I regret why I didn't buy it. I don't know, because I knew it was worth more than what they wanted for it. I went up to Frontier Justice a month or so ago, and they had, I want to say it was a SP10, it was a, or GP, it was the Ruger revolver that has like the wooden and rubber grip, like it's rubber on the outside and wooden inserts or something looking, grip, chrome or nickel plate or whatever, but it was also engraved, like fully engraved looking. And I want to say it was like 600 or 7, I don't know, it was used when they got it in on trade or whatever. And I don't remember the price 100%, but I was like, I should buy that. And I didn't. And any of them I've seen, whether it be on Gunbroker or there was one at the gun show, they're like $1,200 or $1,400. I believe it was about half the price of what you can see that thing for. Now, I know the engraving doesn't help it shoot one bit better, but they just look, I do like engraved guns, but they're crazily priced. So, yeah, I will at some point, I don't know when, I'll get a revolver. I've already had a couple in the past. I had the Ruger Vaqueros, and I want to say maybe they were 357, but I just always shot the 38 because it was cheapest to shoot. And have I had any other revolvers? I can't remember. I don't know. I've had several different, 15, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, different guns. I don't think I've ever had a modern, I call modern style revolver, like other than, just a single action, like 6-shooter style, not any of the newer. I've shot some, but I don't think I've ever owned any of my own. So anyway, I'm looking at the 2011 style, probably the Prodigy, since I like the I haven't shot a Prodigy yet. They do have them up at Frontier Justice, and I've handled them. Thought about buying one, but they're still going for like what 13, 14, 1500 bucks. You can find them used for $1,000. And honestly, they're probably better off to get on those a used one to make sure that either the hiccups have been ran out of it or not. But if any of you guys are following the whole, I don't even know what went on with Springfield, something to do with one of the VPs or something. There was a huge hoopla or whatever. But as far as the guns themselves, this thing is awesome. And I can only hope that at some, they start making, just like they have for the SIG, P365 or P320. Problem with the SIGs are everything is expensive. Like by the time you bought this and then a barrel and a slide, I'm going to change it because it's modular and it's got the thing. Dude, you can go buy a whole nother gun of another brand of a pretty good gun for the cost. So it's kind of like, in my opinion, it defeats the purpose of having a modular thing like this. So far right now, these grips you can get for like $54. It ends up being 60 something by the time because shipping's outrageous nowadays too. But so if other companies start making, or even if they start making them in, different, like maybe styles other than this, and then different barrels and slides and stuff like that, and you can affordably change your gun around, then that's a pretty good idea with the just having the fire control unit, and you don't have to go through the whole FFL thing with every time you want to change the look. Because like right now, I bought two others. I bought the same one of these and then stippled it, and then I bought the large one, which is, I don't even know where it's at. Or is this the large? I think I'm holding the large one. Maybe I'm not. Okay, I've been holding the large one the whole time. So the large one has more aggressive texturing right off the bat, and it's just got a bigger feel from back to here. But so anyway, just with what's out now, but I can just see them, they could change so much and just put these out for 55 bucks. You buy one and try out stippling on your own if you're like, oh God, that sucks. I mean, you're out 50 bucks, but you're not out a gun. And the Prodigy, the only issue I've seen, period, with these, and they made a big hoopla about it, is that they come with a 17 and a 20 round magazines. They're basically the same magazine, just one has a different extension on it. Well, they give you another extension to put on the 17, and I think guys were doing that, and they were putting that on wrong, and it was exploding on them. The bottom was blowing off, not exploding as exploding, but basically like they go to slap it in or whatever, and it would pop off, and then all their, bullets would fall out, and they're like, oh, spring go flying, bullets fly out, and they're made a big, there's like several different YouTubers talking about it, and it finally took a couple YouTubers going there and go, look, you guys are putting them together wrong. So it wasn't anything wrong with the magazine, anything wrong with the gun. It was simply user error, or possibly some of them could have been coming from the factory assembled wrong on the 20 rounders. So that have not seen or heard any other issues about this one, the Echelon. Now the Prodigy, and everybody, there's been several, oh, well, this and that, but after watching all the videos I've watched of anybody that talks about them and how to fix them, it's actually something that's simple, and it's not even really like a gunsmith. Like, I'm a Glocksmith, and I know I can fix them. It's either the Cerakote is a little thick in places here or there, or just where, like, I don't know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. You look at where, if something's got a little catch in it when it's brand new, almost anything. And I keep hearing talking about, like, I've watched you watch all these different videos, and oh, well, that doesn't need a break-in, and this don't need a break-in, which a lot of stuff does. Some stuff does. It's just anytime you get something new. If you guys remember, I had the brand new one of these high-dollar Steez reels I got. I couldn't even notice it. I took it apart to put the drag clicker in it, and one of the springs was in there wrong, and could have gotten in there and jammed up the gears and destroyed the whole thing. Nothing really fault of the reel. Whoever happened to be assembling it at that point, and coming from Japan, they are known as some of the best, labor over there. Somebody put a spring in wrong, they didn't pay attention to it. Same thing can happen with one of these, or if you get, whoever was applying the Cerakote that day could have got a little too thick or whatever. I'd rather have it actually too thick than miss a spot. But so far, what I've seen of the Prodigies, there's not like not any real issues. There are some people I think that just don't like the Prodigies or made the issues, and then nowadays I don't think anybody's even talking about them being an issue. So I kind of got that gun on the back of my mind because it's about, I can get them for right around $1,000. But also Live Free Armory, I'm on the waiting list. Supposedly they've got theirs coming out. The only downside to theirs is that they're that so far maybe their grip module on a 2011, you know, just this much of it right here, that is actually oh shoot, 3D printed. It's not like put in a mold. So I've always known 3D printing stuff to not be as strong and durable. So I'd kind of leery there, but it's under $1,000, and if you really had to, you could always buy any of the Staccato, the Prodigy. All of them are supposed to fit with a little maybe extra fitting, but that'd be there's $250, $350 just for some of them. So that's what I'd like to see the next thing become cheaper if I get into 2011s, is to come up. If somebody can make this for $50, surely they can make a 2011 one for $50, and you could change it out. It's basically right here, and you can say all you want to. Oh well, it's got different precise. No, it doesn't have to be any more precise than this. Like that's one thing I've seen. Yeah, some of the internals on the 1911 do require more of tolerances, this and that, but a lot of stuff they just go overboard with what it has to be, because your original 1911s, they weren't that precise as some of these expensive guns are nowadays. They still had to be put together for the military, and they had to be able to use them, and they swap parts around too. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, well, CZ's kind of, in my opinion, is expensive too. Nate's talking about never go full John Wick. Yeah, the SIGs, I keep looking at them. I'm like, man, they look good. They got this crazy high, where the barrel over the hand is like way up here, and you can just watch. Like, if you got, I'm sure you watch Honest Outlaw. He's talked about, like, he's definitely not a SIG fan. But oh, I also shot the Spectre Comp. That was another one I rented. The same day, I went through them all. I went through the Echelon, the Staccato XC, and I was actually comparing the Staccato to the Spectre Comp. And I don't know what it was. I thought I liked the grip on that Spectre Comp, but once I shot it, I don't think I liked the Spectre Comp as much as I thought I did. If I get one for under $1,000, I may buy one. I've been kind of watching a few of those too. I love the looks of the Spectre Comp. It looks cool, but it is a heavy gun. I feel it should shoot a little better than it does for as heavy as that gun feels. Kind of like the XC. But the XC shot good, but I'll be honest, I was impressed with this gun, shooting it with all those other higher-end ones I was talking about, because I felt, and maybe it's just because the grip felt better, and this frame was one of the only ones that's got this on it. And I was using it, and I knew it was there, and I was using it. The Spectre Comp had that too, but I think it was kind of weird on that, and I probably just would need to shoot it more. But the Staccato felt like the hardest to hold on to for whatever reason, and honestly, handling them both, not shooting them, but they've got Staccatos and Prodigies up there at Frontier Justice. Staccato by far looks better. It just looks fancier. It looks like, wow, that's more expensive. But when you hold them in your hand, the grip and the way they are, I actually like the Prodigy. Just has a more in my hand, the grippiness of it. These are pretty good on that, because it's about the same thing, I think, on the Prodigies. But the Prodigies, they feel good. They look good. Other than some of them talking about the disconnect, just got a little catch there. They really haven't. And I think a lot of the problems are the way people are holding them. I want to say is that the 5-inch has a fairly lightweight recoil spring. So some people, if you're riding the slide with your thumb, you can make a malfunction there if you're using cheaper ammo or something. Or you could just be having the fact that it's cheap ammo, and it could be that the ammo is what, shot light, and you had your thumb on it and caused a malfunction. But I'll get out of here, but I'm going to talk real quick, just over an hour. So far on ammo, I have not tried too many different ones. I just did buy 4 or 5 different ones from Gun Mag Warehouse, cheapest place I could find 9mm at the time. I think it still is right now. The new stuff, brass, not reman, not aluminum, none of that. I've shot, is it MagTech? The blue box MagTech. That stuff, like the people I see shooting it on videos, the stuff I've shot, what have I shot? 100, 150 rounds? And I've shot a couple boxes of the Federal red label. Now, when I was shooting a Glock, the very first time I was getting back into shooting, me and Olivia went, I shot a Glock 19. She shot the, whatever the Glock 22 caliber 22 long rifle is. I think she had a few malfunctions with the 22, and I had like 2 or 3 with the Federal red, but I think it was that gun. I don't think they'd clean that gun in like forever. And I know Glocks are supposed to be, but I had a few, and it could have been me just being dumb, because like I said, I hadn't been shooting in a while. But since then, I've yet to have shooting a box of Federal, and then 1, 2, 3, I don't know, 3 or 4 boxes of that MagTech stuff. That have not had any, heard of anybody having any problems with that. The one name that pops in my mind, I keep hearing people talk about it, is Norma. I should know because my real name is Norman. And I watch people out on these videos shooting the Norma stuff, and it seems like, and it could just be me, but I'd swear that stuff, every time I hear somebody mention that, and that's what they're shooting, they have more, some sort of hiccup with whatever gun they're shooting it out of seems to have a malfunction here and there. So I'll put it to you this way. If I see that stuff, I'm not buying any of it, just on the videos I've watched so far. And the CCI stuff, the laser brass, I probably won't buy any of that unless it becomes way cheaper than I'm going to stick with what's working. What do I have? The Fiocchi something I'm going to try, but I don't know about it. And it's about around the same price as the MagTech, but I'm sticking with that blue MagTech. I think I've got 100 rounds of it. I've got I bought like 500 rounds. I'm going to go try out a few different ones, and I also got some higher grain because everything I got was just the cheapest, 115 grain. But then I bought 124 and then 147 to shoot, just to see what I think in my echelon, and I'm going to shoot it through the, I know maybe I'm not supposed to, who knows. I'm going to try it. Like, what's worse can happen? Blow the barrel off. And see what I think of that, but I'm probably going to stick with that MagTech so far, unless somebody tells me it's something that's, cheaper and just reliable. I've not had any issues with it just in my little short brief time of shooting again. So I'm anxious to try out these, because also I got some of those Safariland little ear inserts that actually allow sound through them, earplugs, but supposed to knock out the loud stuff. And then I'm going to try them with these. I'm looking for that ultimate, even though I don't really like wearing these, I definitely don't like my senses totally muffled. You know what I mean? Like, I like to smell, hear, see. The minute something gets, one thing's taken out, I kind of get, I don't know if you call it paranoid, but I like to hear what's going on around me. So these should help, even if I have them by themselves, but I probably have earplugs. It's, you never know when one of these is going to be a little loose, and then you're like, pop your ear will sound very loud. So I like the idea of wearing some kind of plug under these. So I'm going to try those Safariland, if you guys know what I'm talking about. They come in their own little carrying case. I think they're out of my truck. Put those in, then these on there with this turned up, find the adjustment and see what I think of that. Find that ultimate, just put them on and then leave them on for the majority of the time. Not have to take them off back and forth to hear somebody what they're telling you, this kind of stuff. So like I said, I'm not going to put any of the in the description. I'm not going to put any of the links to any of this stuff. If you really want to know, like, just go to AliExpress and put pistol holster, battle belt, tactical something belt. You'll find all this different stuff. But these are like all over the place, and they make several different styles and whatever ones. But the lights, they're all over everywhere. Definitely not the real thing. But like I mentioned, I'm going to use it. So hopefully, a few of these holsters, and I'm tempted. I know I talked about it, but I'm tempted to get one of those. If I get it inside the waistband, I'm tempted to get one of the tier 1, that MSP or whatever, that X300. And that way I just have 1 or 2 holsters that like all my pistols fit in and out of. I don't have to sit and worry about getting any more. And it may just be fine with these right here, and then just get a cheap, I don't know. There's so many different brands out there. That's one thing. It's like, oh my God. Like, I didn't even realize that until I got back in the show. Like, how many people make holsters? They're popping up all over on, whether it be Instagram, in between YouTube videos, everybody that's putting out a YouTube video that has to do with the blaster or talking about their sponsor or whatever, a holster company, and T-Rex arms. That's how they started out, melting 2 pieces of plastic together and making a holster and stuff. And I'm like, I just like my old leather ones. So I may end up trying to track down a couple good leather ones. There are a couple companies that have the ones that you could kind of go inside outside, like you just switch them up. I don't know. I probably don't do that. Probably will end up sticking with one of these just to go out and do whatever with, and then maybe get, maybe $50 if I decide to carry. I'm 51 years old. I've yet to actually carry a pistol. Not saying I didn't have one somewhere else, but like not somewhere like on my belt inside my pants. They do make a cool backpack. I watched it on, I want to say it was Honest Outlaw when they were at the thing. It was actually out here in Kansas. I wish I would have went to it, but guy, like, he pulls the backpack from around his back, and it, like, while he's pulling it, he's opening the thing, and he pulls out the, gun right then. I was like, wow, that's pretty quick. And you ain't got it, like, nowhere. It's, like, just tucked away up, on a backpack type deal for you out walking around. It's kind of cool looking. I don't know if they probably want a small fortune for it, but anyway. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here. Let me see if I can blind you guys. If that don't blind you. That will. Oh, I hit that off. Oh, that blinded me. That's pretty cool. What I'm actually going to buy, I think, and put this on. There's, if you guys don't know about the GSG, the Firefly, I believe GSG made the SIG Mosquito for SIG, and then SIG went to what they got now, so then GSG just has the GSG Mosquito, which is the same, I want to say 100% the same gun that the SIG Mosquito was. But they got a purple one for like $200. So I'm thinking about buying that, putting this on it, and just have a little play toy, and then trying to dial this in. And I need to charge that baby up, dial it. I got so much to do. I need to get all this ideas put together, and I'm going to start making some actual videos, not just live streams. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, the thing is, Nate, we keep talking about the guns, the CZs. Like, they got, and that's the thing, like, you go, a lot of these guns, you can go buy a gun, and the ones that are like, oh, that's a good price, and it's not cut for an optic. I like the idea of, even if I don't want to run a red dot, I like if I can run one without, like, because you can't just, and most nowadays, like good companies, like they're kind of catching on that they put, if the sights are rigged up right with the cut for the RMR, or whatever it's cut for, the red dot, it looks pretty good anyway, but then yet it gives you the option to run this older stuff, and then they make them that have the adapters you could try to rig one on, but they just set so high. So I just have kind of decided, unless I got a real good deal on one, I'm just going to stick with guns that are already basically cut for a red dot. But the CZ is one, for an example. A cheap, I was looking around, like, I'm just going to get a cheap 1911 9mm, right? They got the cheap ones. Like, you can get TSAS, TSAS, whatever it is, TSAS, and a few other company, Gerson for that matter. Several cheap 1911s, but they've got iron sights only, and very funky iron sights. Like, I have noticed, and like, if you give me a real good set, like a very bright front sight and then just blacked out backs, like I like that for iron sights, but I like them to be and for whatever reason I like them a touch higher, like even the suppressor, not maybe suppressor size, but the shadow systems I think are perfect. I definitely like those. They're like up there, but I don't think they're quite as high as most suppressor high sights are. But anyway, and the Springfields are pretty good. I don't really care for that U-notch thing, but I'm thinking about I'm going to probably Sharpie it black and just go with the front. Yeah, Rock Island Armory, TSAS, Gerson. There's just so many. Like, you can get there. They had one I was just at the gun show. It was, I want to say $350 or maybe it was a 45. I can't remember, but it's iron sights only. Several of the CZs up here at Frontier Justice, I see them, and several of the SIGs are the same way. Like, I want to get a P226. I love the way that feels. Like, I like the way those feel, but man, in my opinion, they're probably a little overpriced, because they they start out, if you get one, I think if you can find one that's cut for a red dot, they're going to start out at $1,000 or $1,200. Like, any of the cheaper ones are going to be the older style. They don't have cuts for red dot. The CZs are like that too. Like, they had several up there, and I want to say $1,200 is where the one started out that actually had was optics ready. So I thought about trying the PDP, but man, that slide just looks so big and bulky. Holding them, they don't really feel much different than I like the way the grip feels, but man, there's something about that Walther PDP. It just looks weird. Like, I'm not a Springfield XD fan, never was. Grady, if you guys remember Grady from when I had the fishing tournament and Grady won it, the only tournament I ever entered, me and Emily back in the day, and Grady ended up winning. So Grady races RC cars also. He also there's some shooting here locally. They do I don't even know what they call it, but where you run around shooting at paper targets and little barriers, kind of like the humble marksman stuff. So he told me about that, and they do it every Tuesday night, I think. I think they're doing it tonight, but I didn't go. Went shopping. That's crazy. And he is into that, but he's got the Springfield XD, yeah, I can't remember, but anyway, he liked that gun so much when he found one at one of these places. Farm and Garden Place also sells firearms. They still do that here and there in Missouri occasionally, but he found another one, so he bought it just so he'd have another one. So Grady definitely likes that Springfield XD. But if they look too big and bulky, like a lot of the polymer guns look very janky and funky to me. Like, honestly, all the Taurus polymer guns need to copy the Taurus 22, the bigger one, but then they need to change the slide around. But that grip feel on that feels and looks better than any other Tauruses I've seen of polymer. Some of the, of course, 1911 looks like a 1911 and stuff, but I just am not a fan of what I've seen on some of these other ones. All the CZs look good. The other guns I've been thinking about are the oh shoot, I can't think of the name of them now. Grand Powers, GB Guns, and you guys follow them. GB Guns is definitely that guy's had videos on almost all of them. Those guns look and according to him, shoot flat and feel pretty good. And the barrel, the different barrel style, so it just kind of twists, doesn't really move. Yeah, I don't know if it's IDPA. There's a name for it, but yeah, you can look through the SIG deal online, and it shows you. And what's funny, it shows you like Holden, Missouri, but you click on it and they have it right here, like Kansas City, just at Knobtown. If you guys remember the old KCIR drag strip, it's not far from there. So I may try to do that. I don't know. I definitely would need to get something like this rigged up with at least a couple magazine thing. I think he says it's like Tuesday nights. I want to say it's only $10 to enter, but then you'll shoot roughly 70 rounds in the different stages or whatever. So I may do that at some point. But honestly, I just like shooting for fun, and I like messing with guns as much as I do probably shooting them. So like I like the idea of the stippling and customizing them to yourself. And then because back when I was doing the cowboy action shooting, I actually had the vaqueros. I ended up ordering antler grips and putting different stuff, and had those things looking good. I had I don't know. I'm kind of weird. Like you guys know the deal. You've seen me with the fishing stuff. I've got to have the right feel. I put cork handles on some of my rods and all that kind of stuff. Same thing. Nothing different. Just a different hobby. This one I think I'm gonna leave it alone though. I don't think I'm gonna change that. That is an aggressive. What I may do is just to try it, since I have 3 of these grips now. I don't want to like send one out to get it Cerakoted because that's crazy expensive, and I know somebody's gonna say Cerakote it yourself. There's evidently a way you can do that on your own, but think about just painting it myself. I've got the FD. I've actually got 2 different colors. Rust-Oleum camouflage stuff. I painted the stock on my Tippmann. Oh, there's when I was practicing my stippling. Come on. Yeah, I know. I'm just practicing. Look how awkward I was. Big holes, little holes. Got a little rough. Yeah, I was practicing on everywhere. Does that say B&B? Oh. But I got 2 different colors. I think those are different colors. Yeah, it doesn't look like it, but that is 2 different colors. So I'm thinking about painting one of them. Maybe even just kind of give it 2 layers. Paint the lightest one first, and then go over the darker. Then as it fades and wears off from your hands and use, it'll multicolored will show through. Who knows? All right. It's only $50-$60 if I totally screw one up, right? It's only money. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I got to go get ready for bed. I know I'm getting old. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. A lot more coming. I don't know when. I'm kind of like Iraq veteran 88. He's in the middle of stuff. I'm kind of in the middle of stuff. Not really. You know the deal. It's part of life. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.